Welcome to Rising Above the Storms. The topic for today is addictions or idols. Exodus 20 verse 3 to 5 says, "You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make yourselves an idol, or any likeness of what's in heaven above, or on earth beneath, or in the water under the earth. You shall not worship them or serve them. For I, the Lord, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of fathers on children, on the third and fourth generations, for those who hate me." Idols come in many forms in the present world. Any form of addiction apart from God is an idol. An idol is anything that takes up the place of God in our lives. Whether it is work, a loved one, drugs, alcohol, another human being, ourselves, social media. Anything we put first, most of the time unknowingly, above God, becomes an idol. We use such things to numb ourselves or fill a God-sized hole that can only be filled by God. We feel uneasy when we are by ourselves. We cannot face ourselves. We are afraid of quiet and stillness. We want to hear some noise. The void that was there in the beginning was filled by the spoken word of God. He said, "Let there be," and there was. Genesis 1 verse 2 to 3 says, "The earth was formless and void, and darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was moving over the surface of the waters. Then God said, 'Let there be light,' and there was light." What we forget is that such things will never fulfill us. We will always want more. Eventually, most addictions lead us to destruction. We get weary and fall into a dark hole. Only God can fill us. Isaiah 40 verse 31 says, "But those who trust in the Lord will find new strength. They will soar high on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not faint." When we trust in other people, we will always be disappointed. As human beings, we have a fallen nature. Doomed is the man who trusts a man. Jeremiah 17 verse 5 says, "Thus says the Lord, cursed is the man who trusts in mankind and makes flesh his strength, and whose heart turns away from the Lord." Many people take advantage when they discover a weakness in the other person. People who do not fear God do not know how to handle a sense of power over another person. Only a person who is connected to Jesus Christ can love other people as God instructs us to love. People come and go for a reason and a season. We should never turn other people into our idols. People will be here one moment and then gone the next moment. Some will even turn against us. 1 Kings 18 verse 27 says, "It came about at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, 'Call out with a loud voice, for he is a god. Either he is occupied or gone aside, or is on a journey, or perhaps he is asleep and needs to be awakened. Idols will leave us frustrated. They will leave us wanting for more, yet they can never satisfy us. God's love is eternal, unconditional, and never ending. He just wants us to take the first step, call on Him, acknowledge He is God, and that we need Him more than anything else in this world. James 4 verse 8 says, "Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners. Sanctify your hearts, doubting souls." We will be held accountable for our actions individually and not as a group. Quite often, people in a group say and do things they would not do if they were by themselves. They take on a mob psychology. Matthew 12 verse 36 to 37 says, "But I tell you that men will give an account on the day of judgment for every careless word they have spoken. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned." We are advised to guard our hearts at all times. We should not allow negative influences from others. Many times, strict boundaries are necessary. Proverbs 4 verse 23 to 26 says, "Keep your heart with all diligence, for out of it is the wellspring of life. Put away from yourselves a perverse mouth. Put corrupt lips far from you. Let your eyes look straight ahead. Fix your gaze directly before you. Make the path of your feet level. Let all of your ways be established." God will give us the power to overcome anything that is a stronghold in our lives if we ask Him to. Jeremiah 33 verse 2 to 3 says, "Thus says the Lord who made the earth, the Lord who formed it to establish it. The Lord is His name. Call to me and I will answer you, and I will tell you great and mighty things which you do not know." Only God has the answers. We get lost when we run to things or people for answers. Only God knows why we are here on earth, and we are to live our lives for His honor and glory. Jeremiah 1 verse 5 says, "Before I formed you in the womb I knew you, and before you were born I consecrated you. I have appointed you a prophet to the nations." God tells us to seek Him, and He will reveal Himself to us. Matthew 7 verse 7 says, "Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be opened to you." We should never conform to the ways of the world because they lead to death. The world is not our home. Our eyes should focus on things that are eternal, things of God. Romans 12 verse 2 says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is the good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Blessings.